Hey guys, so this week I read The Christmasaurus by Tom Fletcher and I really enjoyed myself. But before I go any further, I am going to say I am very biased with this. If you couldn't tell by the 5 colours in my hair, I am a huge McFly fan and Tom's actually my favourite member. Last week I was watching them perform live on tour. I love them. I love them so much. They are a huge part of my life and I love them dearly, and so I am slightly biased towards this book. But like with Tom's sister Carrie's book on the other side, I am slightly biased against this book as well because I'm not very festive. I'm not a very Christmassy person. My best friend, on the other hand, is seriously Christmassy. She decorates her house in November. I decorate my house on the 23rd of December. I'm seriously not that Christmassy. So the subject matter being an entire book about Christmas set on Christmas with a dinosaur that is really Christmassy was probably not the book for me, but surprisingly, it really was. I really did enjoy this book. It was a really good read, and it had some really nice themes about it. It was sort of believing in yourself, the power of belief, family, and how important that is, and how important it is to be friends with one another, and it had some really nice sort of themes in it, and I think it'd be a really good book for parents to read to kids, or for kids to read by themselves, or just anybody who likes children's stories. I think would really, really enjoy this book, especially around Christmas time, or if anybody has any sort of love for dinosaurs as well, they'll really enjoy this, because dinosaurs are quite heavily included, if you couldn't tell by the cover and the title. Actually, it's a really, really nice story that's really nicely well-rounded. It's quite funny in places, and it's got a really nice storyline because it follows the story of William, who is this boy here, and he's in a wheelchair and he's very, very lonely. And the Christmasaurus is the only one of his kind who is also really lonely. And the story sort of follows their meeting and how the Christmasaurus sort of creates this magical Christmas day for William and his dad. And it sort of follows their storyline as they try to find out what the Christmasaurus is while trying to escape a hunter who's trying to kill the Christmasaurus. And it's sort of their adventures as they meet Santa and have generally just a really magical, adventurous Christmas. And I really did enjoy that, actually. I really enjoyed sort of how it wasn't just about Christmas. There was a sense of danger about it, and it wasn't just complete fluff stuff, because stuff like that, it really turns me off a book. But this had some proper danger in it and some kind of angsty moments, and it was really nicely written. I must commend Tom for his world building skills, actually, because a lot of children's books I find don't have that much world building in them, but Tom's really gone to an effort of really creating William's house, and while it's not heavily described, you get a real clear picture of what William's house and William's room looks like and how William's life is, and his description of how everything works in the North Pole is brilliant. How he describes what the elves do, what the elves look like, what the elves are doing, how the presents are made, how everything works. It's so sort of unique but genuinely Christmassy and magical at the same time. It's like the elves, every time they speak, they sing in rhyme, and they don't just talk, they rhyme everything, and everything they say is beautifully rhymed, which you can imagine would happen because Tom's a songwriter generally, and you'd expect it to be really beautifully rhymed, but it is seriously beautifully rhymed, and you kind of find yourself singing along quite a lot, especially if you've seen Tom's announcement video of this book live from the delivery room, because that one actually features one of the songs in the book in that advert, and I found myself singing along to that the entire way through the book, even when that song wasn't even being sung. So it was sort of, if you watch that first and then read this, it sort of brings everything to life just a tad bit more, I find. And I have to commend Tom for his writing skills. I wasn't quite sure how his writing skills were going to be, because while I trust him as a songwriter and as a children's book author for The Dinosaur That Pooped, I wasn't quite sure how a full-length novel was going to be, and I'm really quite impressed, actually. I was expecting good things, but I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. It's got quite a lot of light and shade in it, which is really nice to read, because quite a lot of books don't have that much light and shade, so it's nice to have some sort of angsty bits in the middle of it and moments of actual peril and stuff, and I really did enjoy this. I really did. And one other thing I have to commend is the drawings, because as you can see from the cover, the front cover and the back cover are beautifully done, and like it's slightly bobbly on the front as well, which I really like. I like sensory things like this. It was also pretty, but all the drawings throughout the book are absolutely beautiful. Seriously, like, let me find my favourite one. Like, well, there's the elves to start with. I don't know if you can see that, but the elves are beautifully done. But there's also in here somewhere, let me find it if I can, but there is the most beautiful, there it is. Just look at the map and stuff, and there's maps like that all the way through the book, and there's loads and loads of drawings of William, of the Christmasaurus, of Santa, of all the elves and everything, and it really sort of adds to the storyline, because while I usually like to imagine things by myself, this was a really sort of good way of explaining it all, and it sort of brings the stories to life. And even though all the drawings are in black and white, it sort of brought some real colour into this book. And just in general, I really enjoyed this. And I know I am biased here, because being a McFly fan makes me biased, but it is a seriously good book, and I would recommend it, especially if you are a parent with young children. Young children are going to love this, and parents are going to really love reading this to their kids as well. It's a really fun story, and it's awesome. I really enjoyed it. And coming from someone who hates Christmas, well, doesn't hate Christmas, but isn't particularly fond of it, it's a really good book. And anybody who really likes Christmas is really going to enjoy this. And anybody who doesn't like Christmas like me, they're still going to enjoy it. And if you're a Christmas and dinosaur fan and a McFly fan, you're seriously going to enjoy this book. It's Tom all over. If you watch Tom's vlogs or anything like that, you'll know that it is Tom all over, and that is a really cool thing, and I really enjoyed myself. And I would say anybody would enjoy this book, actually, especially children. It's a brilliant children's book, and I would say everybody should read this. Every child should read this at Christmas, and I think it should be a tradition, actually. It's really good, and I really enjoyed myself. If you agree with me, please give me a thumbs up, and if you don't agree with me, please tell me down in the comments. And actually, if you're a McFly fan, hit me up, because, hey, there should be more of us around. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to talk about this book as well, please tell me down in the comments. Or if you've got any other children's books you want to recommend me, please also tell me down in the comments. And if you want to see more of my videos, please click subscribe here. But until next time, guys, I think that's it. So, bye!